Can you tell us who brought you from Grand Chile down to Monrovia? Is it correct? I was former Senator of Montserrat County, A.B. Talbot.
Yes, ma'am.
Can you tell us when you came to Monrovia and what school you were going to? Was he paying your school fee or who you were living with? So at least the public can really know who Joe Gbala, Honorable Joe Gbala is. Thank you.
Well, are you from Grand Chile? From the union of David Gbala, late, Esther Gbala, late. My father used to be and was a prominent Liberian business entrepreneur. At the time, Dr. late William R. Talbot Jr. visited Grand Chile, and he visited my father. And from the undertakings of my father, as a general merchandiser, he was very enthused because Talbot wanted the economy of the countries to develop. So he took the predilections of my father, and he told my father, he said, well, I want you to develop the Montserrat group of companies. I would like you to be sole distributor from this company.
You like to be what?
He would like for my father to be a sole distributor of the Montserrat group of companies.
And what were Montserrat group of companies selling down there for you?
And the Montserrat group of companies were manufacturers of jealousy windows, the Omo soap, the Blue Bar soap, and Satco that was selling the Land Rover Jeeps and some other materials. So he told my father, he said, well, it would not be fine that you keep all of your children here with you in Grand Chile. You will have to send them to go to school. So from there, when he left, the AB came in. So there was a fellow that AB was sponsoring from that same area by the name of Talbot Wilson. He's in London now.
He's in where? London?
He's in London, Talbot Wilson.
Okay.
He's in London, Talbot, T-O-R-B-E-R, not Talbot.
Okay.
That indigenous name. And AB came into and told my father, said, well, I will sponsor your son. Wherever he lives, I'll make sure to sponsor him. So 1979, I left my parents and came to Monrovia. First, I went to Booker Washington Institute. I was doing automotive mechanic. And later, I never ended Booker Washington Institute, matriculated at the Monrovia College Industrial Training School that I graduated from 1982. All of my fees that were paid at the Monrovia College were being paid by my foster brother, A. Benedict Talbot. And he did everything. He said, Joe, the best thing of a man is to go to school and to be educated. But being educated is of twofold. It is bad to be educated food, but it's good to be educated on a good note. And my family that I came from, my people were renounced people from Grand Chile, committed people, Christian people.
Any relationship to Gbala?
No, the name is synonymous. Gbala is from Chien district. I'm from Kunabo district.
Okay. Yes, I will lead the questioning because there are certain answers I want solicited, and the commissioners will ask others. So if I interrupt, I'm not being rude. I just by then would have gotten the answer that I want from you. So thank you very much, and let's go because there's so much about
no, I have no qualms with that.
People don't know. You know, when her, especially Sekou Damante Kone came here, and most of the things, everything we asked that he didn't know, he said, Joe Gbala knows. So we know you're a repository of a lot of history and knowledge of Lord. But doing the research on you, I found out that you have played a part in many other areas, and that's what I want to bring out through my questioning. Okay, your brother-in-law, as you call him, your foster brother-in-law, A.B. Talbot, so foster brother, the late A.B. Talbot,
Yeah.
who happened to be senator, I think, from Macerado County and son of the late President William R. Talbot. He died somewhere, maybe from even your statement, he died. Later you got to know that he died. But then you were 18 years old.
Yeah.
From since when you were born in the year 1980, you were 18 years old. I also understand from my research that after Talbot was killed, you were conscripted in the AFL, the army of the Commander-in-Chief Samuel Kanyando, who was also from your ethnic tribe. Is that correct?
Well, a democratic society, you know that during my secondary days at the ROTC, and the ROTC is a science that in case of anything, where the government falls short, they can use members of those to help beef up the system to see how well they can calm down situations. How I became conscripted into the AFL.
And what were your reason for joining?
My reason for joining, you know, we have three types of rights: personal integrity, civil liberty, social and economic. You have the right to protect yourself. And when the war started, people were targeted. Ethnicity were at the zenith. So we were very conscious enough to take care of ourselves. Most especially the family we came from, we never knew war. We've been business people from inceptions up to the time of the war. And my brothers, my sister, they were afraid. We were not kindness. So I did that to protect my brother and my sister. And from what I did, help us that we never went to the Freeport as others went to the Freeport and they were massacred by the so-called defunct IMPFL.
Yeah, how did you feel? Your foster brother was killed, and when you later found out the manner in which he was killed and who were responsible for his alleged mysterious disappearance from this earth, how did you feel? Because you said just when you talk how he was so nice, they went and they took you and they brought you. They sent you to BWI and they sent you to Maria College. How did you feel when you heard about his death? And maybe you could tell us, since you were so close to him and close to the ethnic group, as you say, ethnicity became hard. So perhaps maybe you could tell us the TRC, because we have to now declare him dead. In fact, former President Doe did on one day declare him dead, so we have the date. But how did you feel? And maybe you could give us some information or rumors what you heard, how he died.
Well, my brother was in government. They were in the high ops. Unfortunately for me, he died. And nobody would protect me. I was alone. So I think it is a right that I protect myself. And the military, we have to protect our sovereignty. Ask me to see how well we can beef up the system. And the death of my brother came from what his father inherited from the colonial days. After, I think when you listen to my presentations, I said the People Redemption Council summarily executed cabinet ministers of the Talbot hegemony. And historically, a country of a people where majority of the people decide that it is right, then of course it's no sin. People were happy when people executed the 13 ministers in Liberia, and they felt because they were charged with rampant corruptions. But my brother wanted to see as how long the French embassy, unfortunately for him, he met his untimely death. I been trying to find him, and I almost got caught up from there I left and came back to where I were in Pastor community. So the death of my brother, I felt bad because the fact that he was catering to me.
Do you know where his body was placed? Where?
At that time, I was not in military to say that I would go to area visible to know where his bodies were interred.
You even earned a rank. You became Master Sergeant of the Alpha Company in the Army. Alpha, A-L-P-H-A. That's the Army, which militia, which military force at that time was called Alpha, A-L-P-H-A.
Yes, in every institution you go to, even in school. And considering the military being an institution of one of the discipline, if you are there and you have good knowledge and good idea, you can be promoted. I have promoted Master Sergeant, and I was signed with the Alpha Company in Boys Town, along the border sharing with NPFL at the time. Boys Town, Sheffling, that's where we were assigned. We were not in the city.
So now, can I place you, that was what year, during what time? Was it the beginning of the 1989 incursion and after, or was before then, during the regular war period? What time you served as Master Sergeant?
The period I served, after which time I never stayed long and dog got killed.
I didn't understand.
I said with a period, on the doors period, and never stayed too long, dog got killed.